how's your day going, Alpha?
It's been going good. It has been good. It was actually quite a hot day today, and we've been having a few cold days. So it was very down. I was just like, oh my goodness, I woke up to death.
I
How
can
was
tell
your day?
you doing pretty good, man. Like you, I let my hair down today, kind of chilled, relaxed, enjoyed the day a little bit. Went down the rabbit hole of some crypto stuff, of course. But all in all, how can it be a bad day? It's Friday. I mean, that just makes it good. It's written somewhere in the cosmic law. Fridays have to be good. And if they're not, well, then we make them good. That's a choice.
Sometimes you gotta let the hair down because it's like, I'm on vacation today.
Hey, there you go. Perfect. Me too. But I want to say, hey, everybody, welcome to another Crazy Freaky Friday where anything can go, and it's going to sometimes. And I can already see we got Wild Angel out there. Says, hi, everyone. Hi, Wild Angel. Good to have you there. And tonight's going to be a little bit interesting because we're going to talk about a topic that could be a little heated. So, Alpha, I know you do love to get into those heated debates. So this might be one of those. But as you guys know, Friday, party's at my place. So mi casa is su casa. Leave your shoes at the door, kick back, fix yourself a drink. Better yet, make it two. Could be here a while. And we're going to have all kinds of crazy fun. But first, of course, we got to get in the crypto space. We got to find out what's going on because there's some crazy shit going on in the crypto space too. So let's get going, shall we?
Oh, this week was terrible.
It was terrible. And one of the biggest things, I know, Alpha, you did a lot of research on this one. So Coinbase says hackers bribe staff to steal customer data and are demanding $20 million in ransom. What the hell?
Yeah.
So what happened with this, Alpha, man? So what's going on with this, man?
So, at least from what Coinbase has made public, some of the staff were bribed by cyber criminals to sell information on Coinbase users to them. So that would be, there's actually quite a lot of information that they bought. So it would be names, like full names, your full government name, your first, second, third, fourth, whatever, however many names you have, your address, and quite a few identifying information. They didn't ever get things like, your private keys. I mean, that would be pretty crazy if they could get that out of a database, but, but no private keys.
They could.
Or even, credit card numbers. So nothing like that. But the information they did get can make that they can always go and call people claiming to be you because they have all this information on you. They have your full name. They have your address. It'd be like, oh, I am John Smith calling from whatever, this is my address and everything, and they will believe it because they have that information. So yeah, there was quite a lot of very concerning information, KYC information, I should say, that was leaked. I don't know if you can call it a leak because it was sold to the people. It's like, what do we call this?
Well, you and I were talking about this earlier. Now, you're saying that only very high level people at Coinbase could actually access this information. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is what I would say. That's my conjecture and my hypothesis, as lower level people wouldn't exactly have the clearance for this kind of information, you could say. It's always like in corporate, there's levels of clearance, of permissions everyone has, but low level people don't have that kind of permissions, especially since they stated that monthly transactional users information were released, not 1% of the user base, which is a completely different metric.
Okay, gotcha. And now, I got a thought on that. CK, my man, happy Friday, buddy.
Hi,
Good to have you with us, brother. But, think about it. It's like, we always think that stealing this information means that somebody got in there, got in the computer, and downloaded all this stuff. I mean, given modern technology, everything else, what would stop somebody from literally going up to a low-level employee, giving him a thumb drive, say, hey, I'll pay you 10 grand, you plug this in your computer for your workday, or somebody you don't like. It's like, put it in Bob's. He keeps eating your lunch out of the fridge anyway. Screw that guy. Go plug it in Bob's computer. At the end of the day, walk by, unplug it, bring it back to me. And when you bring it back, I will give you 10 grand. There you go. That's it. And so, but if you think about it, yeah, think about it. Depending on what's on that drive, it gets them past the firewall for the server, gets them inside the intranet. And man, you get somebody inside the system who knows what they're doing. That's far more dangerous than somebody downloading a few files and selling them. I mean, that's some scary ass shit. That's just me. Action, my man. How you doing, brother? That's why I love KYC so much. Exactly.
We all love KYC, especially crypto people.
Right.
We absolutely adore KYC.
Exactly. But think about it. In today's technology, there are so many devices you can just plug in and give somebody access to the intranet of that company, that that government or whatever it is. And I know that's why Wild Angels talked a lot about how they can't even access certain things on the state computers where she works. It's like, no, you can't even use AI. You can't pull up certain search engines, things like that. Saying, yeah, we can't do it. Like, kind of counterproductive to technology, isn't it?
It is, but that's like a whole different conversation of rabbit hole we can go down with that one. But I mean, technically,
that's next week's
someone could do
Freaky
that.
Friday.
That really is why we
yeah, exactly. So guys, be safe out there, and if this does affect you, please understand you got to step the news what's going on, because that means a lot of people's accounts got compromised. And I know the little bit I learned about is the CEO or one of the people from Coinbase spoke up, said, no, we're not going to pay the ransom. We know the information. We're going to make sure that's secure, we're safe, and we know who got it, so we're going to go after them. We fired the employees. Seems like they're holding a pretty strong position, but I'm kind of curious. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Do you think they should have paid the ransom and returned the information, or do you think they're doing it the right way? They're like, no, we ain't going to do that. In fact, we're going to come after you instead. What do you guys think?
I'll be the FARC in the file, as we say in South Africa, the devil's advocate. There we go. I'll be the devil's advocate. Even if they did pay the 20 million ransom, what's to say the cyber criminals would have given the information anyway? What's to say they would have deleted it off their servers? It's like when you argue it, when you negotiate with terrorists, which is technically what they would be at this point. When you negotiate with them, you never know if they're actually going to keep up their end of the bargain. They could be like, oh, you pay us 20 million and we're going to delete everything off our servers, but not the servers of our friends. That's the part they don't mention.
Yeah, who says they don't have copies, things like that? I mean, yeah, it's scary. And, CK saying my computer has blocked AI up until last week, man. CK, that's happened a lot, but AI is a great tool. In fact, I've been using it a lot more lately thanks to some assistance and some guidance from you guys. In fact, I just released a document in the Down Home Crypto Discord that I'm going to talk about here in a second. And Wild Angel says, oh my, no, don't pay it. There's no guarantee there isn't a copy out there. Exactly, Wild Angel. I mean, yeah, how hard is it to copy that over to another USB? Yeah, sure, here you go, 20 million. I'll be back in 2 weeks to do this game again. Thanks for playing. And Action says there's no guarantee the information would be returned. Exactly. And if it did, there's no guarantee it's not copied. So, yeah, I'm with you guys. I think I'm glad he didn't pay it, and I hope they're taking... I know that Coinbase said they were going to recover any losses to any of the customer base. I think that's great. But yeah, it's a scary situation. And, the world's just getting harder these days because the recession's going on. Well, quote, recession. I don't want to say that word. But things are tough. Working class people are finding it harder and harder these days, and things are getting crazier. So, yeah, there's going to be more opportunities where somebody's just desperate.
Oh, what's CK saying? Oh, no.
Try to take the hackers pay it, but let's say you have red dye on the cash. Refinancing a bank robbery. Referencing a bank robbery. I said refinancing. Exactly, yeah. There are so many ways you can do it, and in today's technological world, man, I don't know how anybody gets away with anything. It's damn near impossible.
Yeah, he's crazy. These sorts of things are crazy. But
right, exactly.
Yeah, that's the world we live in. And it's even crazier now because I think in this week we saw an attempted kidnapping of the granddaughter of an exchange, the exchange's CEO's granddaughter was almost kidnapped in France. So it's like, that's even crazier now. Now you have all this people's information that's just out there, and you're just like, oh my goodness. If you're on the list, make sure to up your security on everything. Especially since you're US based, most of you concealed carry is a thing. It might be a thing there, not here, but you are in the US, so concealed carry, please protect yourself.
Do something. Keep yourself safe out there because, yeah, things are getting crazier. And I hate to tell you guys, with everything going on in the world, it's just going to get even worse. So be safe out there. Okay. Says, how do I find out if I'm on the list? That's a good question. I guess when you get that phone call, you'll know you're on the list.
You would have gotten an email by Coinbase, supposedly. Supposedly, they emailed everyone that is on this list of leaked information. So if you didn't get an email, then it's like 50% chance you're not on the list, I guess. Speaking of getting worse, sup everyone? Hey, CK, good to see you, sir.
That's Sai. Good to see you, Sai. Welcome, buddy. We missed you, my man.
For also such amateurs.
Oh, man. Yeah, between us, kidnappers' friends were such a... Yeah, exactly, Action. They were like, seriously, guys? Come on, man. You guys need to study. I mean, I could do better than that. All I know is from movies. It's like, come on. Let's do this shit right. What's wrong with you people?
Yeah.
Okay, so... yeah, either way, we gotta be careful out there. Now, sometimes you could be doing everything right and things still go wrong. And, this is part of business, unfortunately. One of those events happens to be with Nyan's Heroes. And how do you say it, Alpha?
Nyan.
Nyan.
So anime
Nyan's.
Nyan.
Okay.
Nyan.
My bad. I'm not an anime guy.
It's okay. I get it. It's not easy for everyone.
So I know they've been working on this for a long time. There's been a lot of investments, a lot of things going down, and unfortunately, they are shutting down. Despite these accomplishments, discussions around publishing new investments, grants, and acquisitions, we weren't able to secure the required capital to see the game completion. This is not the outcome we were hoping for. The industry is in a tough spot right now, and Nyan's Heroes will unfortunately be closing its doors. So, yeah, for all you anime gamers out there, me as a gamer, this hurts. I hate seeing something like this happen because it was pretty cool. It had potential. I mean, have you ever played it, Alpha?
I have not, but I've seen some gameplay. It does look like a really cool game. Now, on them, I'm always playing the devil's advocate, and I will do that again. Yeah.
Of course you will. That's why you're here.
I have seen quite a lot of people that have been sponsored by them, Nyan Heroes, or their marketing team, for like tens of Ks, and yet they had no resources to be able to produce anything towards it. So like, there's some people that create content for gaming that were like paid for 3 months. Yet in that 3 months, they were never able to play the game. What? How are you supposed to promote a game that you can't even play?
That's a good point. It's hard to do. But then on the other hand, you've got the other people that have these huge metrics and they look like they're going to bring in a ton of people when really a lot of those numbers aren't real, or they're not active community members, things like that. And so, that's part of the reason this topic came about tonight. And also tonight's topic is inspired by Action Crypto and his show, the Good Morning Show on Genzio. Now, every morning I go in and I watch that, and I get to see Toki and Dabatoa and Action, and there's always just great conversation, great inspiration, and a lot of great news. Mostly a lot of great laughs, which is awesome. But I love starting my day there. But between Nyan and that chat they had this morning on Genzio, that was a great inspiration for tonight's topic. Oh, please, shillers. Shillers will shill anything. Exactly, Action. And that's why we chose the topic tonight, which is the illusion of vanity metrics. So if you don't know what that is, don't worry, because we're going to go down the rabbit hole on that. But we got a couple more things to share with you on the crypto side before we get there. So if you are part of Nyan's Heroes, I am sorry, but yes, they are closing the door. So whatever you invested, get what you can if you can, because it's going to be no more.
Yeah.
Okay. So next,
sell your NFTs.
Exactly. So next quick thing, guys, is if you're part of Rainmaker. Now, I've talked about Rainmaker several different times, how to get started, how to burn your coins, a lot of things about this. They announced in their Discord that they are going to have a token generation event next month. That means that all these tokens that you've been collecting right here, you'll be able to cash them in. Now, I know it's been rumored they're talking about 20 cents a coin when it launches. What that will be, I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. But this TGE event is coming up. So make sure you go in. And I would personally recommend not burning right now, unless you're really going for a long-term gain. But you know what? If you want to get your nice payday, stop burning for this moon cycle, because otherwise it won't have that effect until after the TGE, more than likely. So please, decide what's right for you. That's just what I'm doing. Now, Action, how are you doing?
Liquidity.
Do what? I'm sorry?
I say it's always good to have some liquidity at TG, just to, take a little bit of profits after all. Can't be taking nothing.
Yeah, take some profit. There's nothing wrong with taking profit, guys. And we strongly urge you, never leave it all on the table. Never write it till the end, because in the end, as we know, 99% of all businesses will fail. That's just business. Yeah. I don't care if you're doing pizzas or crypto. 99% will fail within 3 to 5 years. So, be smart, take some profits, build yourself up. That's what we're here for. We're all working to try and make it better tomorrow. Okay, now, the big topic of the night. Well, one that I've been inspired by heavily over the last week, guys, is Tari. Now, we've talked about this over the last couple streams, And Tari went mainnet last week, which I know we talked about last week, and I hope you guys have been up and earning with that. Now you can do that by downloading it and putting it right on your computer, just like here I have here, and you can customize it whether you want to go just CPU or GPU or how you want to do it. Now, unfortunately, the hash rate has gone through the roof on GPUs. It's been insane. But make no mistake. Yeah. Hash rate's up, returns it down. Exactly. But, you know, I can tell you, even right here, Monday, May 16th, or I'm sorry, not Monday, Friday, May 16th, I still was able to catch part of a block in the pool for 166 XTM tokens. So please understand, it's one of those that, you know, there's still potential there. And so, but the other thing, and this is only for the Down Home Crypto members right now, is over the last couple of days, thanks to all the inspiration with Alpha and everybody about AI, I've actually been utilizing AI to learn how to go out and rent GPU miners from Clore AI. And got it up and running. In fact, Alpha, you got yours up today too, didn't you?
Yeah, it's busy running in the background. Yeah. It's busy running.
Right on, right on.
Like it's gotten me 43 XTM already, and I think it's only been like what, 2 hours?
Yeah, about that. But if that's something you guys are interested in the general chat in Down Home Crypto in our Discord, I put a document there of step-by-step process of exactly how to get them up and running. Alpha, you followed that today. Was there any problems you had setting that up, bud?
No, it was straightforward. You just follow the steps and you're good. If you do miss a step, maybe you're not good, but you know, just follow the steps and you'll be fine.
Exactly. And actually, that's what business and hairlines have in common. Most will fail. Exactly. My hairline's gone, buddy. That's part of the game, and we have to realize that going into it. Now, Tari might be the same way, guys. Please understand, I'm not telling you to go out and rent a bunch of GPUs. I have for a while and been testing it. In fact, I'm running several right now. But if you do decide to do this, the instructions take you to Lucky Pool, and totally up to you if you guys want to do this. You know, I've been gambling. I've been having a little fun with it because core tokens are down pretty much. And so I can rent some GPUs pretty cheap. But I can tell you over about the last week, I've currently got, let's see, total, I've collected 947 and I still have a balance of 1,400 on there. Now, whatever tokens you earn, please understand, they're going to unlock 24 hours from the time that you mined them. Then they have to hit a threshold. Now, the default is 100 XTM for payout. But it's 200. Default is 200. But if you want to modify that, go down here to customize payout and worker alert settings. And you can do put in your email and you can drop it down to 100. That way you can get payouts earlier.
Yep.
And any comment, Alpha?
No, that's pretty much it. Oh, I will say, like, you could technically just run it on your own PC too if you want to, but like the instructions are for Clore AI, just switch up a few things and then you're good. I think you just have to change it to Windows if you're on Windows, or if you're on Linux, there's no change, really.
Yep. And if you just want to download their app, I'll put a link here in the description down below. If you want to download that and run it, great. And I can tell you that GPU mining is not doing well because it's so saturated, but CPU, that's doing pretty slick. It's not doing bad at all.
Yeah, the CPU is doing really well right now. The GPU isn't rewarded as much. Oh, on that, actually, XTM is going to change how things get rewarded next week and in the week after. So, you know, sooner, like over time, it's going to just get better for CPU mining. Like, they're going to reduce the rewards for GPU mining by like half what it is right now. So it'll be CPU mining 33% of rewards, GPU mining 33%, and then both 33%. So, you know, in a few weeks, then it'll be even better to mine, as they want people to be able to solo mine, to have your little laptop running it and mining for you, and not just have a massive GPU farm, because that's not exactly approachable.
No, and man, the hash rate has gone insane ever since I know Rabid Miner put out a video on doing it on a different pool, the Monero pool, and he's gone that way. I went out because a lot of those they're doing off Vast and things like that, and I find Vast has a higher price range, so I can usually snipe a couple of GPUs off Clore pretty inexpensively. So if you're interested, the guide is in our Down Home Crypto Discord, and I will put a chat. I know Alfie, you'll put a link in the chat down there to the DHC Discord. But there's one more thing I want to tell you guys about Tari before we get going on our crazy topic tonight. The Tari token is officially supposed to launch on the what was it called? I have my notes right here. Coinex, thank you.
Coinex.
It's officially supposed to launch on Coinex. However, there is already the XTM token listed on Xbitron. Now, I don't know if this is just people trying to buy and sell before the official listing. I don't know if maybe the Tari team hasn't announced this yet, because I did not see it in their announcements at all. But I can tell you right now, the Tari tokens are currently setting at $0.0176 per token. So, is that going to go up? Is it going to go down? Man, I don't know. Is this a great time to just go out and buy a bunch instead of renting floors? I've thought about that. I've thought about doing that. But truthfully, I don't know. But I'm here to bring you the information and let you guys decide. I can only tell you what I'm doing. And Alpha, you can only tell us what you're doing. And usually I think you're nuts and you think I'm nuts. So it works out really well.
But maybe we're both nuts.
Oh, we're totally crazy. We're as crazy as it get, man. That's fun of it. That's how we have so much fun. But yeah, if you guys have any questions on any of this stuff we talk about, reach out to me or Alpha in the DMs, and we'll get you every piece of information we have. But we want to try and keep you on the front edge of what's going on. Okay. Anything else on Tari, or did I cover it there?
No, I think we covered everything on that now.
Okay. On Xbitron. That is a hard word to say. Xbitron exchange. If you cash out Tari, there is does require a 2-factor authentication added onto the exchange, and the minimum for withdrawal is $11 and the maximum is $5,000 depending on what blockchain you're withdrawing your USDT to. So if you put a bunch of Tari over there and sell it, that's your mins and maxes on your USDT for your withdrawal. So I did try that today. I only sent 10 Tari over, so it wasn't worth enough to withdraw, but I wanted to find all the details for you guys.
Yeah, that's way too little to withdraw. You have to send like 1,000.
Yeah. And me personally, I'm gonna hold on to it and wait and see what it does. I'm gonna keep mining. I don't know if I'll keep running more GPUs or if I'll just kind of let my PC do it while I'm asleep. But hey, either way, I'm really hoping this is gonna do a normal, launches, dips down, and then slowly builds back up and exceeds. Don't know for sure, but definitely go out and check out Tari if it's something you're interested in, and we will give you the website. Where did it go? I just had it. I thought I pasted it in my notes. Apparently, I lost it. Oh, no, it's right there. Duh. It's on the screen. I'm an idiot. There you go, guys. There is the basic website for Tari, so you can do your own research. But yeah, we've been playing with it for a week and a half now, so if you have questions, reach out to us. Happy to answer them.
Yeah, it has been a while since we've been working with Tari.
Yes.
I mean, we were part of the airdrop before it even went live. So it's been pretty good.
Yeah, we did. We were into it early. So we got gems for the airdrop. Now, the airdrop, those gems aren't going to be worth anything for 6 months. That's when they're going to convert those gems to XTM tokens. So, whatever gems you have, don't worry about it, because when they went from testnet to mainnet, they changed your wallet address, but they say your gems are safe. So you should be good out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we got one more thing to cover that kind of got sprung on us today, and it's really, really, really early, but it's a project from our brother ZZ over at Bitfighters. Now, okay. I'm like, wait, what am I clicking on? That's what I'm clicking on. The project is called Monster Melters. Now, there's not a lot of the documentation. There's not a lot of anything to research and stuff, but I was able to create these cool little monsters. It's got like a 12-hour timer, and then you get more potions up here that you can go in and choose sugar, spice, or crazy. And you've got a slider. Pick how much of which one. Craziness. It's kind of fun. If it's something you want to check out, I will put a link in the description here. Yeah. Yeah, weirdness or something. Yeah.
Weird juice.
But literally, I found out about this like 2 hours before we went live. I did get a message from Zach about 4 or 5 days ago, but I've been working so hard in real world building and doing things. I haven't been at the computer as much as I should. And when I was fighting with Tari. So my bad for not getting more information first. But yeah, sugar, spice, and craziness. Sorry, I was summoned.
Hi, Rose.
Welcome to the show, Rose. Good to have you, dear. I love it. But if it's something you want to check out, it's great. And you can always DM ZZ in the Discord, and they do have a Discord. And I can tell you, there's like 4 people in the Monsters Melters Discord because I think I was the 3rd one. So, yeah, if it's something you're interested in, check it out. Looks like it's fun. There's supposed to be a game linked with it, but I didn't see anything in the documentation. What did you find in the documentation, Alpha?
Apparently, over time you'll be able to, like, I don't know, melt your monsters into goo. That's where the namesake comes from, monster melters. So you're going to make all your cute,
like sticky goo. Ew.
Yeah, cool. So you're going to be making all your monsters, and you're going to be like, I don't like you anymore. Just melt for me, thank you.
Sounds so wrong. Like, nope, you're out of here. I'm melting you down.
You're basically farming monsters.
Right.
Who'd have thought? That's interesting.
Who knows?
Not true at all.
It's kind of interesting. I know there's points for social tweeting on X, things like that. I don't know a lot about it, so do your own research, guys. Decide for yourself if it's right for you. But hey, being it's a project created by one of the brothers of our down home crypto community, it's worth taking a look at. And if not, that's okay too. And yeah, Walden says, "Hi Rose, miss you." Yeah, we do miss you, Rose. Good to see you, my dear. And I see we even got Cyril with us today. So let's get this craziness started. Now, of course, if you guys got any question or anything, reach out to us. We'll happy to answer them or throw them in the chat, and we'll try to cover it real quick. But beyond that, now tonight, I do have to sneak out early again, because this Friday is our brother Crow's graduation from College of Western Idaho. So about 30 minutes from now, me and Wild Angel are going to be ducking out of here, grab a quick shower, and then race down to the graduation. And then we're going to take everybody out to the bar because Revenant turned 21 last Sunday. So it's going to be his first time out. So we're going to meet Crow and Ray and Revenant, everybody, and we're going to go to the bar and shoot some pool for his 21st birthday and graduation celebration. So it's going to be a crazy night.
Celebrating someone graduating and a 24th. Sounds cool.
Right. All at the same time. Like, yeah. And
also, congratulations, Crow.
Yeah, so proud of you. Awesome. Thank you. And happy birthday, Rev. Well, speaking of, well, we'll do this in order because otherwise I'm going to screw my whole system up. And CK Go says, "That's awesome. Enjoy. Thank you, buddy." So yes, here shortly I will be ducking out and leaving you in the capable hands of Mr. Alpha Cruz. But for now, let's get this party rolling. Now, it's not a party without some beautiful ladies, so let's bring on Miss Wild Angel. How's it going, love? Busted. Man, perfect timing. Perfect. I love it. Sorry.
That was my last fight, too.
That is epic timing right there. Epic. Absolutely epic.
Okay.
That was awesome.
A good snack. It's low sugar, high protein. I make my own yogurt. And tonight was mango and blueberry.
Ooh. That sounds nice.
Actually,
That sounds
really
I'm not going to
good.
lie. When she was putting in the mango, I thought she was putting cheese in. I'm like, is that
'Cause
cheese?
it's
Why would you
frozen.
put cheese in yogurt?
Rose, I make it in the Instant Pot. It's great.
I actually saw someone make a overnight oats with mango and yogurt. I was like, that is so cool. I would do that. That looks like fun. Like you just
I'm
throw it
not a
all
big
in, you blend it, and then you put it in the fridge
Oats
overnight.
person, so
I've enjoyed oats. It's just like that's cool though. It's very cool.
yeah, my yogurt's got like 2 ingredients. That's it. So it's kind of cool.
That is. That is.
Miss
Might have to
Serenity,
send me that recipe.
hit your button.
I just
You
realized
muted.
I'm going to make strawberry yogurt smoothies. Ooh, that sounds good, Rose.
Yeah, it does.
But there was one piece of crypto news we didn't cover yet, guys, and we got to cover this because I've had this saved for a couple weeks now, and so I want to take a quick couple minutes shift back to crypto for half a second. So bear with me a sec because I see we have the man himself, Mr. Cyril Kier, with us tonight. Cy, how you doing, buddy?
Hello,
Hey,
Papa.
what's up, guys?
Good to see you. I think it's
Living the
been like
dream, my
3
man.
years.
Good to see you guys too.
Good to see you, brother. How's life treating you, my man?
Oh, busy, very, very busy. But taking everything a day at a time, and it's wild, it's crazy, it's lots of fun, and it's a lot of things cooking in the oven, so to speak.
Ooh. Anything you can share? Any alpha you can slide our way?
Oh no, the stuff I work on has nothing to do with like crypto and DeFi and stuff like that. So.
Well, kind of, but I want to talk to you about something because you made a post like a few weeks ago, and I want to know where in the hell you get your crystal ball, brother? Because you've been talking about this pattern for a while now. And sure enough, once again, your prediction came perfectly to fruition.
Well, yeah, sure. Give me a second to pull it up.
Always putting Sai on the spot, eh?
Always.
I am.
Always.
I'm always putting Sai on the spot. I had this saved literally for 2 weeks though, but he hasn't been able to join us. And I had a couple questions real quick, and we'll keep it short, guys. I promise we won't pause the party too long.
All right, I put in a share request. Let me know when you can see it.
Got it. You are. Let's see. Oh, I gotta remove mine
that,
first.
Rose.
There you go. Wait, is that yours?
No,
that's
you.
not mine.
There you go. That's yours.
All right. Quite simply put, I have essentially, as you can see, this chart below here, where you see it says offset 95. That means it's giving me a 95-day look into the future of Bitcoin, right? So this is the bottom half of the chart that I've only started sharing recently because I'm pretty confident in the way that it works. It is the global net liquidity offset by 95 days. And when you match it up with the moving averages and your patterns and your market movements and all the various other indicators that traders love to use, and I've drawn a lot of them out here on the chart, which I'm sure you can grab a screenshot of it or feel free to ask me questions about it in Serenity's Discord. I don't mind answering. But what this tells me, what global net liquidity is essentially how much cash does the world have in its wallet right now. And if you notice, I'm sure you've noticed by now, staring at this, it essentially mirrors Bitcoin. But it has extra movement here that Bitcoin's chart doesn't have. Right?
That's a 95-day lead time. That's how you're looking in the future then.
Right. This is how you see in the future, because money takes a while to move around, and speculative assets are always the last thing money moves to. Right? I've talked about this time and time and time again. So what I did is I matched up the current, how much money the world has, and figured out what the offset was to match up with Bitcoin's chart. And there was a lot of people who were talking about it being 80 days, and I narrowed it down to 95. And that gives you a much more accurate representation of the chart doing what it's doing. But I've been playing with this for a little bit now, since February 7th, when I first started showing this screenshot to people of this blue line I had drawn out. Serenity, you were one of the people. I believe I sent it to you like a couple days later. But, and I showed it on the Freaky Friday stream, I think, when it was right here. Or no.
Yeah.
First time I showed it was like right about here, and then a couple days later, I posted a screenshot in the Discord showing it right here. So yeah, I'm happy to share a link to that particular indicator if you want to add it to your charts. I will locate it and post that in the Discord.
Perfect. That's awesome. Thank you, brother. And I gotta say, man, you're doing great. And it's been mind-boggling to see literally what you predicted months ago come to fruition. Like, dude, told you so.
Yeah, I always say, like, once Bitcoin actually surprises me, I'll let you guys know. But so far, it hasn't, because it's it's an asset, it's a currency, right? It's finite, so it's always going to eventually wind up being representative of how much cash the world has,
Right.
but fractionalized into a finite amount. Right? So
Exactly.
one Satoshi will always be worth, at some point, Well, 95 days later, right? Currently.
There you go. But, hey,
Worth
that gives us a great
that
glimpse.
divisible amount.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that gives an amazing glimpse. And CK did actually Action had a comment there. We don't have a 4-year BT cycle. We have a global liquidity cycle.
Correct.
There you go. The man knows. Action's on the ball. And
I mean, people
CK was
can't
asking,
spend money they don't have.
right? Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do. Well, we do it all the time. It's called credit. Just we won't get into that mess. That's a whole nother topic. But CK was asking thoughts on macro effect on this or your calculation. They had to come into your calculations, right?
Well, I'm trying to figure out the macro effects that you're. I assume you're referring to like global shifts and things like that, but yeah, I mean, it's been most closely matching this ever since big money started investing in it, right? Once the big money first started moving into it, I believe that was in 2017, 2018, not 2018, during the depths of the bear market that came after the 2017 peak, right? That's when big money started getting involved in Bitcoin. And at that point, especially since the government's sitting on quite a bunch of it, and all these companies are sitting on quite a bunch of it, since they all operate with their money management based off of percentages, they're always going to allocate a certain percentage of their money to speculative assets, including high risk assets, right? So no matter what they classify Bitcoin to be, whether it's a high risk asset or they consider it to be a more stable asset, maybe further in the future, it's always going to be worth a percentage of that global liquidity.
Yep. That makes perfect sense. And so there you go, guys. And if you have more questions, you get more into that, definitely you'll reach out to Sai in the Discord, or you'll toss it in and we'll see if we can get you some answers. But yeah, Sai, I just got to take my hats off to you, brother, because I have never seen anybody map it out so far in the future and have it play out so perfectly.
And then share it for free?
That especially. Why are you not charging $300 per screenshot, man? I mean, come on. We can make some money on this deal. What's wrong with you?
Well, because, again, information and knowledge, right? That's what matters. And the more people that have access to it, the more they can essentially fight for themselves.
Right. Exactly.
Well, that was something I was telling Serenity earlier. Or, no, somebody was asking me, and I said, we don't hold knowledge hostage. We advocate for free knowledge. And that is what sets us apart from a lot of the other people, the other content creators, the other channels. We don't hold it hostage.
Nope. And I don't like people that do. I really don't. And that goes into tonight's topic, in fact. And so let's go ahead and get everybody else up here on stage, because we got a special guest. We got the 21-year-old birthday boy with us tonight, Mr. Revenant. How's it going, Rev?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, sir.
Is he even there?
I think he bounced.
Yes.
He was just like, now all aboard it.
It just headphones has a mute button on the left side on the back, and that's usually how I take out my headsets and I put my hand on the back, and it's really light. So, but yeah, I am here. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So how's it feel to be old now, buddy?
I'm not old yet.
Getting close.
It doesn't take long.
Close.
Yeah. Well, Mom's like, how does it feel to be legal? And my only thought was, I can buy alcohol if I want. So nothing's changed. It's just, I get a little bit more liberty to do things. Besides that, nothing changes. Still young and dumb.
25 is good, because that's when you start getting discounts on car insurance.
Oh, that's important. Okay, good to know.
25 in 13 days. So yay!
So yeah, tonight's
14 days.
Tonight's gonna be fun because it's gonna be our first adventure taking Revenant to an actual bar. Gonna shoot some pool with Crow and Rev, and basically the whole family's going. It's gonna be a good time. So looking forward to it. But now, of course, we got one more person hiding back there for the party, Mr. CK the Ghost. How you doing, buddy?
Hello, sir. Good to see you again.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Hi, CK.
How's it going? Yeah.
I'm heard. Oh, cool. What's up? Good. Just busy, and busy is good.
Busy is good.
Busy is good. Just doing a lot of work and excited about what's to come this summer. It won't be a relaxing summer for sure, but it will be a fun one. So, about it.
Hey,
Sounds
bro,
like
how
fun.
you
I like
doing?
Good, man. Good. It's been a bit. Yeah. Things are moving. The needles are
Good.
moving forward. So,
Good, glad to hear it.
yeah.
Both
it's
of you
very
have been busy with companies, right? I know Seek has been doing the company with crypto, and then Cyril, you've been busy with a lot of IRL company stuff. So it's like both of you are out here busy with company things, and it's just like completely different worlds, but at the same time doing something similar. It's cool. I mean, managing a company, I guess.
It's stress.
Yes.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
imagine.
It's stress. Yeah, no, it's fun. Yeah, it's exciting. It's like they always say, whatever the phrase is, when you're scared at the moment to jump, whatever the phrase is, like just go for it. So yeah, it's been a fun journey, I'll say.
Awesome.
I'd
Hey,
imagine
BTK,
it's
what's
also
up, brother?
Hello, BTK. I'd imagine it's also pushing you to your limits. It's like, because this is a whole new venture. It's something where you have to really be completely hands-on. Where you have to put your whole brain and energy and everything into it. All the sleepless nights.
Yeah, they accumulate. I mean, I've been lucky enough to have some great mentors, that have given me guidance when they could tell I'm burning out or whatever, to like take a break. Because this is going on like 3 years now to build what I've been working on. And one of those gentlemen, and I always give him his props, is Cyril, that has taught me so many things. But one of them was, how to handle the pressure and not burn out. But without people like him, for sure, I would have probably burnt out by now.
I'd imagine, size that person is just like, yo, have you taken your break for this month?
Well, I mean, even hell divers get a mandated 3.25 seconds to, take a break and view the scenery according to Super Earth documents. So,
Yeah.
it's important to take breaks.
Exactly.
Yes.
At least
even
on the
if
way
it's for
down.
even if it's for 3 seconds, yes.
It's about how long it takes you to actually drop from the ship to the ground. So that makes sense. Okay. Like, that's your view. Now go fight. So tonight's topic is it's a little bit different one, guys. And so it was inspired by multiple things. Like I said, it was about the Gengio chat today that Action and them were on. It's talking to CK and him building a project. It's talking to Cyril and his work and all these things. And it's talking about vanity metrics. Now, Wild Angel, you asked me earlier, what is vanity metrics? Well, I want to say once again, thank you to everybody here for helping Down Home Crypto's vanity metrics reach another milestone. But the question there isn't important. So first of all, thank you everybody out there because we just reached 5,000 subscribers. Woo!
Let's go.
Let's go.
Congratulations.
So, thank you.
Didn't we
And
hit 4,000 like in the last month?
2 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
we did. Yeah.
Like, I think it's been literally 2 weeks ago, like 2 weeks on Friday, because we celebrated it 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Was
So,
it 2 or 3?
no, it's exploding. Literally, we've gotten 1,300 subscribers in the last 28 days.
Holy
But-
crap.
I got to be honest with you guys. These numbers are great and they make me feel good. But you know what? They're not what matters. And this is where, especially community leaders, and when you're going out and you're watching these videos from crypto KOL advisors, things like that, they're not that's not what the numbers need to be looking at. What you need to be looking at is the information you're getting. And see, so to me, that 5,000 subscribers, that's great. And thank you so much, Action. Love it, brother. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all for your support. That's what that shows me, is that people are watching, people want to see more. But the question is, am I bringing them the right content, or am I just shilling? Because make no mistake, there are a lot of content creators, both in X and YouTube and everywhere else, that their job is to shill. They're not promoting things they believe in. And with the markets heating up, this is going to become a very, very dangerous time for people who don't have the education. And a lot of people, like we talked about before, they charge for that information. Here in DHC, we don't charge. I always try to make a deal with the projects, things like that. But it isn't, hey, I get 10% of whatever somebody buys through me. It's like, I try to avoid those unless I'm actually running the device myself. So I'm kind of curious, especially CKSI, you deal a lot with these corporations with KOLs, things like that. What have you seen in the markets? Are you seeing a lot of vanity metrics that are dominating, the information?
I'll let Cyril take the floor, of course.
Oh, I figured, you've got your finger on the pulse of Twitter, so to speak. Sorry, X.
I have a lot to say, yeah. But go ahead.
From the corporate aspect, it's funny. One of the biggest questions I find that corporations ask me is, who are we supposed to be hiring for marketing these days? And that's a big question. And, time and time again, companies that try to come into the Web3 space, like legitimate companies trying to build something, wind up hiring the same kind of shillers that have botted communities or consistently dump on their own communities even over and over again. And so they don't see any results for the money that they're throwing at it. It's just disappearing into the ether, right? And that is a big part of what is giving pause to a lot of companies when they're trying to approach the Web3 space. So there is a need for people who do want to present and promote good projects to do so in a manner that holds them to a standard. And we don't see a lot of that, especially when certain people in certain administrations launch meme coins.
Crime season.
Yeah. CK, do you have anything to add on to that?
Yeah,
I'm sure you have
I have a
lot of hands on.
I'll give it a shot.
I'm a lot.
So, vanity metrics, as you call it, it really boils down to manipulation, in my perspective. Whether it's manipulating financials, whether it's manipulating ideology, whether it's manipulating the product and what it can do, that's what it is. It's manipulation. It's generally done by people that, let's say, have darker personality traits. Are the majority of people that practice these things, but it's very prevalent in crypto because people can hide behind a keyboard, right? Hide behind an undoxed entity, could run through proxies, whatever. They could create a new identity tomorrow after they do a rug, right? So it's very easy to be a bad person and get away with it here. In real life, it's not as easy, but it's still prevalent. You can see, some pharmaceutical companies' commercials can be misleading at times. It's a practice that goes back to ancient civilizations. I don't know an exact example, but when an emperor would win a war, they would be like, "Oh, we killed 100,000 soldiers." They would inflate the numbers just for their lore, So it's fake power. So it's not something new, but it's definitely exacerbated in crypto by certain groups and individuals.
Especially since botting is so easy. You can just bot your numbers like crazy. I think I know an example of that I've seen is accounts that suddenly appear out of nowhere and they have 1 million followers, and you're just I've never heard of you. How do you have 1 million followers? What do you mean? You're getting 500,000 views on your post, but you have 5 comments. Huh? What?
I see.
Yeah.
Now,
I think what you're looking for is propaganda. I couldn't think of the word, but I was trying to look it up, and I remember in my history class there was a lot of things much like that, where older emperors, way back in the Roman times, would say so and so and all this, and even now it's still very similar, and it's just all the old school propaganda is still around. I think that's the term you were trying to find.
Yeah, and to that, most of the big KOLs or influencers in the space that are involved in the meme community, we all know they're photoshopping their $1 million account balances or just editing the text in the HTML, whatever. Like we all know that, but where I feel like this group is a little more experienced than most of crypto Twitter sees the money, their eyes light up, and that's why they have 100,000 followers, because that's what they want.
Yep.
They want vanity. They want that power. That's it.
So let me ask: do you think that the KOLs that do that are padding their numbers per se, and I'm willing to share literally everything that I do, how I making this happen, because I don't want to be that person. But do you classify those in your guys' mind as literally thieves? Are they actually deceiving and stealing people's money for their own personal gain? What do you guys think?
Yes.
Yeah, morality wise, I think they're I don't want to say any bad words, but
we've been going long enough. You can say bad words.
Yeah, I think they're pretty low on totem pole of respect for me. But whether it's illegal or not, I think it depends on the law or what they actually do.
Right. And like Action saying, yeah, shilling is profitable. Make no mistake, guys. As a content creator, paying for AMAs, things like that, I think a good payment for exchange of time and effort to research, I think that's fair. But if you're going out and say, okay, from everything I get, I'm getting 2%, and they're getting that token, they're going to dump on them. I agree. I think that is totally snake oil, shady as hell. That's why personally, DHC, we never get paid in the token that we're talking about or the project. I'll accept hardware. That way I can run it. That way I can verify it. But we have a clause here at DHC. We refuse to accept the token that we're talking about as payment. We won't, because the only way to get paid, of course, is to sell it. But a lot of content creators do that. They say, okay, I get 5% of the supply and I'll talk about it all day long. Like, wait, what?
Yeah. I mean, and they all like work together. Let's say in a way, whether no accusations here, but there's there's people support people that support them back, and there's a little fishiness. Let's say that's it.
Kickback.
Exactly. Yeah. And within reason, like Action, I never edit. I'm as broke as I appear. And Action, I can respect that, because I've seen your cases of camera gear, and I'm sure you're broke after buying all the camera gear. I know, because I'm saving up for camera.
Yeah, he wants me to buy him camera gear.
Yes, I want to be like Action, man. He's so cool, and he is. I mean, we all have to inspire, and we always have to grow. And part of the job as a KOL is, of course, to get the information out. But like we talked about before, if you're charging for the information or you're holding it hostage, that's just as bad as shilling bad information. I mean, how do you guys sort out the goods and the bads? I mean, what kind of criteria do you guys use?
You.
Me? Honestly, I thought I was good at reading people before I came into crypto, and one of the biggest things I've learned in crypto is that I am not good at reading people. Just the things I've learned, the amount of times I've been stabbed in the back here. But
right.
I mean, for me, it's just time now. I feel like I have to give someone like 6 months their story not to break or change over the 6 months, because if someone's telling the truth, they don't have to worry about like constantly stressing it, like to keep their story straight. Like, you know what I mean? So like they can just be honest. Even especially like if I get to like close to somebody, like we'll drink, and like it's hard for them to keep their story up if they're drunk, So like there's like little tests like that you have to do.
All right. Well, come hang out with us tonight, CK. We're going to the bar, man. We're gonna shoot some pool. Come on out. Let's see.
Yeah, I'll fly out. But that's what I kind of do. For me, it's just time, because I feel like eventually the realness or the fakeness shows in time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Exactly. And Action says they're good if they pay me. And they must also understand sarcasm. Yes, I totally understand that, because hey, if I get paid, I'm good. No, I totally get it, buddy. Because man, you are a shining example of one of those who charges for decent labor or decent wages for a decent product. I've never seen you go out and show up. There's a lot of content creators, some that I used to respect, and now that I've in the industry and I understand, I'm like, are you serious? I see what you're doing. You're putting out a video every 3 days, and it's always for this new deep-in device. You just ordered yours. No, you didn't. They're sending you one for free. And so it's like, wait a minute. I got issues. In fact,
itchy. Damn.
Right. I pulled this out because I was sent a YCrypt miner. You guys notice I've never done a video on this. Because it didn't make sense. There was no logical reason to get this information out there. So if anybody wants this brand new YCrypt miner, DM me in Discord. We'll work out a deal. I'll send it to you, whatever. It's like, yeah, because I have no use for it. But that's thanks
that
to
little red,
Sorry, go in, Wild Angel.
the little red box you gave me that's supposed to go in my car.
Yes,
but it
Matrix. It ain't. No, it ain't. Because I learned about the project. It's like, yeah, no.
That's not the one where the people send you the thing and then you are like, yeah, but they don't respond to my support ticket, so I'm just not gonna make a video on them. That was another one, right?
That was another
Something
one.
like that.
Yeah.
You
see, if people don't respond to support, it's like, why would you even promote them? It's like, it's basic.
Exactly.
It's just basic stuff, man.
Wait, what? You talking? Was I asked the question?
I was going to ask you something that Alpha distracted me. Squirrel! And away I went. It's all right.
Squirrels are fun. Sometimes it's easy. You gotta get them at the store.
What about at the store?
Squirrels are fun.
We got like 4 different conversations going on up here. It's great. It's Friday. So, and this is one thing, and like you guys say, and I want to be transparent. I always try to be oftentimes overly transparent. I mean, a lot of people have always said, dude, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't share this. But you know what? I would rather be over transparent and be known as maybe some people don't like the way I do it, or they think, well, that's just not right the way you do it. So I want to share with you because, like Sai said, we don't charge for information. So how did I pick up 1,300 subscribers in 28 days? Okay. I'll show you a secret. If you're a content creator, one thing you can do is go down on your side here and go to content. At the top, go to promotions. So every video I've been putting out over the last month, I've put a promotion of $10. And all that does is puts it up on the YouTube page. Now, it doesn't pay people to click it. It just pushes it more on the homepage. So if you're trying to grow your channel, if you want to get this information out, toss it in a promotional, put $10 on it, and that's going to at least get it up where people have a chance to see it. Because make no mistake, YouTube and social media is a business. And if you're not putting a little bit of effort and finance into it, you're not going to grow. So I've been trying this over here for the last, about 2 months, roughly a month and a half, 2 months. Some have done well, some haven't. Some it's been a total waste. Most been able to pick up like the latest, the 10 Crypto Project that got 40 new subscribers. It popped up 1,200 times on YouTube. That's pretty cool. Only 252 people clicked on it. And of that, only 40 people subscribed. So not only do you have to put out the good content, you have to be willing to follow through and put a little bit behind it to get it in front of people, because social media is a mess. You've got to try to sort through the noise.
I had to give him a budget.
Yes, she did. And actually says, make sure you have good SEO if you do promote. Exactly. Yeah, actually, that's a whole nother rabbit hole of craziness I fully don't understand. I'm still using AI to help me, thankfully.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But and if you don't know what SEO is, it's search engine optimization. It took me a while to figure out what that was. So
it is a massive thing. That's what it is.
Tech savvy.
Yeah, it's like meta tags, like to the site, basically.
Exactly, and BTK says
with promotions or SEO, which one?
Yeah. So Sai, BTA is telling you here, says you've done some neat experiments with that. So Sai, man, what kind of experiments you've been running, brother?
I think he's referring to like various content I've put out that contains different messages. I have been like visibly suppressed compared to other things, despite having all the same like visible qualities and SEO and things like that. So I think he might be referring to that, but I'm not sure. I don't know. You're muted, Serenity.
We got a party crasher
Serenity.
action, my man.
Hello.
What's up,
The
baby?
janitor.
Dude, I'm making cotton candy for the kids. That's why I've been busy this evening listening to you guys.
Oh, that's cool.
Awesome.
That's
Okay,
cool.
Andy, that sounds good.
Hey, can
So-
I have some?
Dude, come over. Houses open for you guys anytime. If y'all show up in Southern California, I'm here. But the whole thing with the SEO, I just want to make sure I clarify it. So whenever you're doing promotions, they don't know who to promote that to. They don't know who to put that video towards, right? So what they do, they're going to leverage the title, the keywords that you put in your description, the things you're saying in the video. So YouTube is a little bit more advanced than other platforms. They actually do track the things you're saying. So whatever it is that you put in your description, your title, make sure you're saying that at least in the very beginning of the video. Try to keep it within the first 3 minutes, because that goes a long way into making sure that people are actually finding the content, and make it relevant. That's the other thing. Like, you want to make sure it's relevant, because click-through is a nice metric, but you're literally paying for the click-through. That thumbnail is what you're paying for. You're paying for people to see that. So if you have the click-through, that's great, but you got to make sure you got the retention. So it's not a one-size-fits-all. It's not a silver bullet. You actually got to put some work into it and do a few different things to ensure that those people do subscribe, like they're subscribing to Serenity.
Janitor, do you mind
That's
if I-
great advice.
if I ask you a question? How much does that tie into the different algorithms per platform? Like, say, for like LinkedIn versus Twitter, whatever, or YouTube?
So everyone is different right now. YouTube is the best one when it comes to actually ensuring that the content makes sense, because they do transcribe everything that you say. So make sure you're enunciating correctly and actually can understand you. But Twitter is completely different. Twitter is a little bit more within their concentric circles, so it's focusing on the people that you are connected to first, and then the second layer is going to be your keywords inside of the tweet itself. They don't do any kind of SEO when it comes to the videos, right? It's really the title, that's it, and then it's a matter of how many people are sharing things out. That's why so many people bot on Twitter, is because it's an attention grab thing. Like, you want to get up there in the number so people can see that you're actually streaming live. Because it doesn't matter if you have 1 million subscribers if they don't see your stream up there, because you got to have more viewers than the next guy, is basically what it boils down to. And the metrics on Twitter is a little bit different as well, because they do they just keep adding the number. They don't do consecutive viewers, they do additive viewers. So the more, let's say you log in, you watch it for a second, you leave and you come back, well, that's 2 views now, not 1. So they do track things a little bit differently. So but as far as video and tracking purposes, for sure YouTube is the best one out there.
Awesome, thanks for the insight. I'm gonna
I need to
leave and rejoin my Twitter Spaces like for an hour straight from now on.
Dude,
love
send me
it.
that invite. DM me if you got Twitter Spaces. Let me know when you're in. I'll show up.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely let you know. What's your Twitter?
It's action_CEO.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, that's, of course, if you respond or read your messages, Acme, you have issues with that.
If I don't read it, just send it again, so it bounces up to the top. It gets so nuts. So there's just so many things going on at all times. But yes, do message me again. It's not that I don't love you. It's just probably it got bogged down by all the other messages.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Of course.
Thanks for hopping
So,
in, Ashton.
Yeah, no, this is great, brother. I love having you here. So, yeah, guys, if you haven't watched the Gengio Morning Show, it's a blast. I start my morning every day with that. So, Action Man, I love it. Listening to you and Toki and Dabato, you guys are just having a ball. And about 3/4 of the way through the stream, I'm like, oh, that's right. We're supposed to be talking about this. And you haven't said a damn word about it the whole time. It's great.
I mean, we talk about
SEO.
whatever is important. And yeah, sometimes the most important thing is making fun of each other.
It is, absolutely. Got to have fun. I mean, that's what Freaky Friday is all about, is getting us together and just having a good time together. I think that's one of the most important things in this space.
Watching my child try to take more cotton candy than he should.
Aren't
In his
they
defense, he
fun?
was left unsupervised.
Yeah, no, and the thing's still hot too. So I'm just looking at him, and he's like, "You're gonna burn yourself."
Huh? It'll be worth it. It's sugar. Come on.
Oh man, such a blast! Such a blast.
Parents all know that look. Exactly. Yeah, we do, Rose. We do. Yeah, we just sit back and say, yep, this is going to hurt. Watch this. It's kind of one of those moments. Hold my beer and watch this. It's going to be great. Okay, get the camera.
Right?
Wait for the step.
That's mine.
Hey, Serenity, I got a quick question for you.
Sure.
How fast are you at taking a shower?
Yeah.
Pretty quick.
You gotta go.
I know,
dude.
I-
You're supposed to end this
I do. I
Absolutely.
gotta get out. I gotta get out here for the graduation. But man, guys, feel free to hang out. Alfie, you're gonna take it over from here. But I want to say thank you to everybody, and actually, especially, man, you are welcome anytime. And anybody, if you have questions, comments, or anything, jump to the Down Home Crypto Discord. We're always in there, always willing to help, and the information is always free. So never be afraid to ask.
Always.
And with that, love you all. I'll catch you next Friday. Thank you, sir. I'm gonna go celebrate Crow's graduation.
Tell Crow I say congrats, and Rose says congrats.
We'll
We'll
let
do.
him
We'll give him a
know
big hug
all
from
the
Molly.
good wishes.
Even though he's going to hate
Serenity
our
move.
process.
Okay. Bye-bye. Love you guys.
Bye.
Life moment.
Serenity doesn't
Fine,
want to
I'll
go.
leave.
It's just
Bye.
like, I don't want to leave. I don't want to
I
leave.
know.
Shame. He
Trying
has
to get
go,
him
though.
to multitask some days is a nightmare. So
Oh no.
Something?
get the hell out of here. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go. I got a couple things to do while he's in the shower. So it was nice seeing y'all. We'll see you next week. Have a great
See
week.
ya. Have fun.
Bye.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Enjoy. Bye. Oh, it looks like BTK is also leaving. Well, bye, BTK.
Or-
Well, what happened to Action now? Action's. I don't know if he's still there.
He may have put his phone down, so it's sitting on something.
Yeah, makes sense. You know, oh, are they coming afterwards to get you, Riv?
Well, now that they're gone.
No. Now we have the room. Now we can talk about anything.
Yeah, what
No,
do we
okay.
say? How do we get the show banned? No.
Now we make
No,
fun of
no, no, no,
Serenity while he's gone.
Nope. No. BTK, the show's not over. In fact,
No,
It's just begun.
it's just begun. Now we can bring in the strippers and the hookers. I'm joking.
hold up now. If you're gonna bring in strippers, you would at least need to send Rose an invite, so that she could be here too, because
To
she's
watch
gonna
the
want to
strippers.
see that.
I didn't think that's where you were going with that. I'm like, I would be careful with what you say next, my good sir.
No. She's the one who wants to go to the strip club someday, not me.
We probably have to have Rose big vet the strippers too, just to make sure that they're not terrible people.
I have no
Hello,
experience.
Rose.
I have no experience in this area, so I can't contribute.
Well, I think that's enough of making fun of things. Shit. Well,
Hey, you started it, sir.
me, I have no
Fun of things.
memory of this.
I thought
What
we
do
always
you
made
mean?
fun of things.
It wasn't me. I promise it wasn't me. I have no memory.
You're right. It was CK.
Exactly.
I'm
Thank you.
innocent one here. No. Yeah, I haven't been to a good bachelor party in a while. But anyway,
Oh, Rose says I want to go see a
Burlesque.
Burlesque. Yep.
burlesque show. I have no idea what that is, but I'm going to pretend I do. Sounds
Google
cool.
it.
Yeah, you have Google, don't you?
I do have Google. What's a burlesque?
Alpha's live reaction to the news of a burlesque show.
Oh, here
Yeah.
we go.
Whoa.
Perfect.
he's gonna end up downloading a virus.
Ridicule by means of
Go on.
grotesque exaggeration. Oh, that sounds interesting. Dita Von Teese is a goddess. I'm assuming that's like a lead
It's-
actor in
it's-
burlesque stuff.
I believe it's pronounced Tess. Dita Von Tess. Or is it Dita,
Okay.
Dita Von Teese? First or second? You tell me, Rose. I can't remember.
Yeah, those would know.
Do you like the dictionary thing where you have to section it out into words so people can sound it out?
It's like whenever someone tells me to spell Mississippi without any eyes, right? I just cover my eyes and spell it out because I ain't trying to play those games. We all learned it the same way, I'm sure.
I did at one point and I forgot. So if you tell me to write it out, it ain't happening.
Shoot, how do you spell Mississippi? That's a lot of I's. Well, then she'll say, finding a good Belize show is hard. But yeah, I'm going to skip that word. Thank you. Last time I was a strip club, I think I was 18. Whoa, how old are you now? Is that like 10 years ago, 20 years ago? I'm joking. I don't think you're that old. You might be. I really don't know how old people are anymore.
6
so
old. Well, yeah. In Jay, I'm assuming New Jersey. Flash Dancers is a nice.
Shoot, that is 20 years ago. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I finally crossed the point where 18 is like half my life, right? So it's rapidly fading, and time is getting faster.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say 32, dude. Like, or I'm turning 32.
You're still okay. You're still okay. It's like,
that's when it starts, man.
Dude, I can't even like my ankles hurt. I have to stand on the train and the subway. Like, I can't not like work out anymore. Like I have to work out or I get like put on weight. Like, it sucks. Like,
I'm over
middle
here,
age.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Couldn't be me.
Middle age is where the broad mind and the narrow waist change places. So I hear.
Funny enough, I'm already not getting that narrow waist anymore, and I'm only turning 25, so it's like, damn, it's coming too early for me. I need to stop sitting. I need to start exercising. Evidently,
I mean,
every 40 minutes, you're supposed to get up for 15.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'll tell you. Like, I turned 30 a couple of years ago, and that was like psychologically, it's like a number in people's heads. Like I don't know if it's from. I think it was inserted in my brain from watching Friends. Like, I think there was like a when they all turned 30 episode or something, or Seinfeld or something. but like that's like a big number, and I was a little like nervous about that. But then since then, I don't even like count it anymore. Like, I don't even care.
Psychologically, why would you think that it's like such a big number?
I think it's just because everyone makes a big deal out of 30, like dirty 30s, like, Like,
but why though?
Because it's probably an even number, honestly.
probably.
Okay, then why not?
I think
1, 3, 5, 7, all those. Why 35?
I think it's more. I think
No,
it's more.
no,
like,
even not prime, but like not odd, but it's like Bitcoin with the 100K, and that's why there was like it wasn't cured like TA. There's psychological influence around there. Humans tend to be attracted to it, I think, psychologically. I don't know. I don't really have an answer.
I think for 30, it's more like you always hear, oh, you should do things in your 20s. So it's like as soon as the 20 part disappears, it's like, oh my God, I'm old now.
Yeah. It's all psychological. It's not really physical. But yeah.
For some people, it is physical because some people age faster in their joints and stuff, depending on their work.
Well, yeah, of course, but in the context that we were discussing, like I just said, my back hurts sometimes. Like if I sleep the wrong way, like that didn't happen 5 years ago.
Oh damn! The physical has caught up to you too, so it's not just psychological anymore. Jeez, that is crazy. Then again, anyone's back could hurt if they laid a little rock. It just happens. It happens. I'm not making excuses for myself. It just happens. Okay, it happens to everyone.
Sure, Alpha. Sure.
No, I will say though, my 30s so far have been what I feel has been like the best years of my life. And I don't know if it's just as you age, you start to enjoy life more. I don't know, but for sure, everything's settled, things are in order. Like life is good. Like don't be afraid. I say like not be afraid of aging. I don't know. I'm saying this. I'm like young, so.
Well, then, for the older crowd, is there any advice you would like to give for me, for the young in here?
Hey, I'm young too.
I'm younger than you by like what, 3 years? I think.
Yeah, 3 years, 3 years, give or take. Oh goodness, what did my cat do now?
Well, I would say just remember, opportunity rarely wears the clothes you expect, right? It's very easy to get fixated on what you think you want, and what you think you want your life to look like. And as a result, if you're only looking for the opportunities that lead to that, you could be missing out on so much more, right? So just remain open to possibility, regardless of what it looks like.
What if it's a brick wall? Can I avoid that one?
Yeah. It's if you get to the end of a path, a brick wall, then that's life telling you, you're meant for something different. There's more to learn, more to grow in a different area, and you're looking at it as a brick wall when in reality you need to step to the side and travel a different path. It's why I tell people like who have lost everything, because I've lost everything and had to restart essentially over twice, 2.5 times, basically in my life. You can't build a new life standing in the ashes of the old, right? Because even after you sweep it away, you're going to be trying to construct a house or a life, so to speak, that looks like your old one, because that's what you saw comfort in. But if it's not there anymore, right, and it's done and it's over, it's because you're meant for something else. You're meant for more. So allow yourself to basically remove yourself from the situation, that even if it's location, and start over. Take everything you learned from the first time and apply it. Be like, okay, I know that didn't work. Kind of sucks that I'm here. I'm starting over again. But I can take what I learned from last time and come at it a different way. Don't be afraid of failure. Embrace it, because that's how you learn and grow. But that's my advice.
If I could just tag on to that too. Yeah, I've had many, say, rock bottoms, and you find rockier bottoms, right? Sometimes, and you take them as like Cyrus said, this is like, say, a sign that I was going in the wrong direction. Like, try and take it positively, and then you keep moving forward. And the most important thing in life to me is happiness, right? So, like, I mean, I graduated college as an accountant. Now I work in AI, nothing to do with accounting, right? So like, things change. Success and happiness, that's fuck success. Happiness is not a straight path in life. That's kind of what I would say. Yeah.
Okay.
You
I
hit
think-
your brick wall with accounting.
Yeah, accounting sucks.
But accounting might be fun, potentially, if that's the with all the numbers and stuff, right?
No, if you
A lot
enjoy
of numbers.
yeah, me personally, I'd say, but yeah, if you enjoy that, yeah, go for it.
Well, I gotta get going too. So, bye, gentlemen. Have a good night, and take it easy.
Bye.
Enjoy
Enjoy
yourself.
the party.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
I'll try not to get sloshed and actually be good at pool.
Don't bet any money.
Yeah. Don't do that. If you haven't played, don't do it. Don't do it. They will wreck you. They will destroy you. It's not fun losing. Really not. Okay, he's gone. Damn, now I'm bleeding. I need to move back a little. Much better.
There you
Change
go.
of.
Yeah,
Kind of awkward when it does that.
And then there were the Three Musketeers for the final, 8 minutes?
Yeah, roughly 8 minutes.
Oh, okay,
Almost.
okay. Well, we could fill 8 minutes. That's not a problem.
Oh yeah, it should be pretty easy.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
Cricket.
You guys are both US, right?
Yes.
Have you
Yeah.
guys applied for the MetaMask card? Because I see that MetaMask is doing the, I suppose it's called a credit card, debit card. I don't know what the difference is. So anyway, they're doing a card. Have you guys applied for that? Like, are you on the wait list?
Yeah, go. So yeah, I was actually invited as one of like the promoters of it for Denver and be like early access, but I declined it because privacy concerns, I'll say. But that you go ahead, sorry, you can say what you gotta say.
Sorry, I was replying to Serenity's comment. He said he's showered, dressed, and ready to walk out the door. How did I do? And I told him that I think he could trim 3 minutes off that next time.
Indeed, getting sloppy now. Need to pump those numbers, please. Pump
Yeah,
them.
rookie numbers in this racket. You got to be able to shower, shit, shave, and get out the door in like 4 minutes or less.
And chug a beer. Don't forget to chug a beer.
Little hair of the dog for you there, CK.
It's 8 p.m.
Oh, we did.
Rose chiming in with he needed that 3 minutes to wax his head. Love it. Got to keep it shiny.
Fair enough. That's yeah, fair enough. There's a lot to wax there, so
Yeah, well, I mean, it's cool now. Don't worry about it. You and Brian, Coinbase Brian, are lookalike, so you're good.
damn, I don't think that's a compliment. I don't think that's a compliment. Ouch.
Yeah, on that top, did you guys already talk about that on the show?
We did actually put a bit in the beginning. We spoke about it. Asai, I'm sure you're up to date on things, with Coinbase data leak and all of that, because Nexus has also shared quite a bit of information on that. But yeah, we did mention that. We spoke about it a little bit in the beginning. Serenity actually said something interesting. He posed the question that could someone, take like a thumb drive, go to an employer and be like, look, I'll give you 10K if you plug this into one of the devices at your workplace, whether it's yours or someone that you dislikes PC. Would that be able to get the person into the system, like Coinbase in this instance or someone else, and just be able to bypass everything and take all the data they need?
Yes. This sort of thing happens all the time with corporate espionage. You get someone hired as a low-level employee, maybe as a janitor or maybe working in data entry, and then you just slide in a thumb drive, in some computer somewhere. Pretty sure that's the plot of several movies too. But it's not that difficult. And that's why companies that are working on the cutting edge of things need to be very security conscious. They need to worry about encryption. And it's why I'm actually very happy that one of my clients is a company that does biometrics, right? Biometric security. They've been embedding it into a lot of interesting technology. And I look forward to talking about that soon. But because I've been able to design an entirely new sort of system that integrates I can't say. I look forward to talking about it. Chomping at the bits, basically, but can't.
Once everything goes public, I'm sure.
Yes.
Probably in the aid in the meantime.
Yes.
I mean,
But okay.
yeah, and just on that whole thing, like personal identifiable information, PII. That's like the legal term. So I work in the insurance industry, and it is a huge deal. There are so many restrictions around how the data is handled. Everything is sent to Iron Mountain, which I'm sure a lot of people know what that is.
I know about it.
Everything is sent to Iron Mountain. There are no duplicates of anyone's records. Every digital file is encrypted with SHA-256, and the only people that have access to them are VPs and above. And that's like the compliance policy of, say, my company. Clearly, that was not the compliance policy of Coinbase.
Yeah.
So like that was a clear oversight, honestly, from legal and compliance, if they even have legal. I saw someone made a joke and I was dying laughing. Like, how did they even get in touch with the customer service agents to buy them out in the first place?
Right?
You know.
Like, but yeah.
Yeah. It's here's the thing. There have been ongoing instances of data leakage leading to phishing and scam attempts, including arrests made in cases of cyber attacks and personal attacks of Coinbase victims who had more than 6-7 figures in their in their Coinbase account, of them actually tracking them down, meaning they got that information somewhere through ongoing data breaches, and a lot of this, the problem is outsourcing, right? When it's cheaper for a company that's primarily a tech company that has a business registered in the British Virgin Isles or whatever, so that they can skirt regulatory, restrictions and be able to dip their toes in things that they normally wouldn't be able to, such as the U.S. market, to bypass, Howie's restrictions and things like that. They wind up hiring out these cheap data centers to handle everything. And these data centers and these call centers and these help centers, primarily in nations like Indonesia, India, Philippines, South Africa, because labor is considerably cheaper there. The dollar goes much further. So it's all exploitation. They throw up a cheap little building, very little labor laws protecting them, very little oversight, and they're able to extract tons of labor for very little, cost. And that's what drives all of these sort of leaks at the end of the day, right? Your entire internet, all of it, is dependent primarily on open source repositories on GitHub, right? It's why we almost lost the internet last year when the ZK utils directory, a bad actor, managed to gain, through over a period of time, got people to vote him in as the next person to manage the ZK utils. He made a bunch of helpful commits, all of that. He spent like over 5 years working on this. And the guy who used to, of his own free time, manage this repo, decided it was too much for him, his life, he didn't have time for it anymore, so that got passed down. And then this guy continued releasing good updates until he didn't, and he inserted a backdoor. And the only reason why it got caught, because every single server that runs it on the internet uses this compression algorithm. The only reason why it got caught, some uber nerd installing it on Linux noticed that it took half a second longer to decompile and install than it should have for what that program was. And so he looked at the code, found the back door, and threw up red flags, which thankfully got all the servers affected rolled back, and the damage was contained because it was uploaded on a weekend.
Yeah, and
it's all wonderful people.
Yeah, no, I mean, and then it goes back to the whole KYC conversation too. Honestly, good versus evil, like privacy versus criminals. Like the company has to, like, they per U.S. regulations had to have people KYC, right? And now I don't know, maybe the SEC should have made sure the company was up to date on their legal and compliance procedures, or
one would think.
Go ahead, sir.
Especially before being listed on the S&P 500,
Right?
What isn't that weird timing?
Yeah, very interesting timing. Sorry, what did you want to say, Sai?
Oh, I was just agreeing and saying that yeah, it's you'd think that there would be somebody enforcing. It's like that age-old question, who watches the watchers, right?
Hmm.
But I know that we are at time, so I will be ducking on now.
Yeah, we are out of time, unfortunately. So that has been it for this week. However, of course, we have to do our usual rollout. So I suppose Sika, Sai, you can start us off, and then Sika, and then I'll end, and then we can bounce. What are your words of wisdom for this week, Sai?
Oh, just I think people should definitely practice some compartmentalization, right? Because there's a lot going on in the world, and if you're paying attention to it all, it can get overwhelming. So just remember to set that aside, take a deep breath, feel the grass, look at the flowers, and enjoy yourself, because life, isn't. It's there to live. It's not there to get bogged down by all the nitty gritty. Yes, be aware of it. Yes, work to fix it, but keep it separate from your life. And have a good weekend.
Okay, CK.
All right, great. I gotta go after Denzel Washington over here. I mean, my words of wisdom. I mean, obviously, Cyril spoke very eloquently. Would probably be, I think everyone's freaking out a little bit about the Coinbase stuff. I've had a lot of lesser experience. People reach out to me for advice on OPSEC and what they can do to protect themselves, et cetera, et cetera. Most people, 99.9% of people are not gonna get kidnapped and held for ransom. That's one of the first main questions I've been getting. If they're worried about getting kidnapped, I'm like, dude, you have $3,000 in your account. You're not getting kidnapped. Try not to be paranoid about this stuff. And honestly, there's probably a high probability your data was on the dark web before this incident. Honestly, I wouldn't be too paranoid. Just practice safe procedures, multi-factor authentication. Don't use a cell phone, because then that gets you away from the SIM swap potential, and you're pretty much good. But other than that, enjoy your life.
Also on that, so Sai says, also, despite what Coinbase is saying, you may be affected by it, even if you didn't get an email, and I went and changed my passwords anyway just to be safe. Yeah, so Coinbase obviously is stating that they emailed everyone that was affected. However, your data may have been breached before this. It may have been breached with this one, and they're just not disclosing that because they want to make the numbers look less, which is why they have very weird phrasing for it. Less than 1% of the total transactional users instead of less than 1% of the total users. It's semantics. They're using semantics to skirt around how much people have been affected.
Yep, because it's been an ongoing thing, right? They're just referring to this most recent event, and they're reporting those numbers and realizing that they have had a much bigger problem going on for a while. For example, I've been receiving texts from Coinbase for, I don't know, about a year and a half now.
Yeah, about 9 months I've been getting texts and calls from Coinbase fake accounts. But other than that, the one piece I did want to add of value, sorry to hold everyone, is as someone who works in insurance, I know the cyber security and insurance policies very well. I read them, and I read the claims. Pretty much, no one is held liable. There isn't really a framework for cyber breaches right now. United Health was the big one, where someone was finally held accountable, but compared to the amount of money they make, it was nothing. So this is uncharted territory, and the actuaries they have nothing. They know nothing about the internet, honestly. So they have absolutely no idea the risks and the policies. The insurance companies are not held accountable for any of it because they word it that way. So it's like, I don't know. It's like a new industry. There's no like back wall to it. Like there's no FDIC anything really. I don't know. I'm just babbling now. Alpha, take it away.
Thank you. Thank you, Sai and CK. That was some very good information, and people definitely need to keep all that in mind. Now, on that also, you may use have I been pawned and stuff like that to check, whether or not you've been involved in data breaches. I'm not sure if it's like 100% accurate, but it's like kind of the best resource for that kind of thing. But on my side, I would definitely say look a little bit into OPSEC, look into what you can do to keep yourself safer from these sorts of things. Unfortunately, with a lot of exchanges, you have to KYC, and the moment you give your information to anyone, it's like you might just end up with your data being leaked. But if you have a lot of money, you can always get a second passport, like Zach XPT has mentioned. I think you just like, it's like there's certain countries where you can do that. You just like basically put down some money and they're like, oh yeah, we'll give you a second passport, no worries. But that's also not foolproof. So yeah, just try to be as safe as possible. Keep your ears out, keep your head down, or whatever. I don't know. Just like be very aware of everything, and maybe don't be paranoid. That could be bad. But enjoy the weekend. Spend some time with the family if you haven't, or just take a break. Maybe get some rest or go out, do something fun. We all need a little bit of relaxation in our lives, especially now with everything being so crazy. But thank you for joining, and bye.
Have a good night.
Thank
See
you.
ya.
Oh, I need to end.